Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hardcore Declan Show. I'm your host, Hardcore Declan. And finally, alongside me, was supposed to be here last month, Colin. Colin, well done. Finally fucking showed up.
You're welcome.
Finally showed up. And we also actually have another guest in the show, Grandpa.
Good evening.
We won't even tell people your real name, but we'll just call you Grandpa.
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, this is the Fastline preview show of 2016. But before we get into it, I would like to just actually wish Brett Dateman Hart on his recovery surgery of prostate cancer. Well done. Congratulations on your surgery, Brett. Hope you're doing well. So we're going to go into the preview show. We're going to start with the United States champion match, Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio. Who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win?
Kalisto.
You think Kalisto's going to win? Like, he has beaten him twice already. SmackDown, and I think he bet them. Was it the last pay-per-view?
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble. To be honest, I think Alberto's going to do it.
Yeah, I think Kalisto. Twice in the Raw is cut from his twice. Alberto's won in the Raw, so I think he'll come back and fight and keep the belt.
Like my, of course, this is our prediction show. So anything can happen on tonight's Fastlane. Of course, Fastlane coming to us at 1 o'clock Irish time. Sky Box Office, and if you have the WWE Network, for $12.99. So you think Kalisto is going to be Alberto Del Rio for the United States champion? I think, to be honest, you know, the last couple of weeks Alberto has got a win over Kalisto, and I think tonight will be Alberto's night. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could be wrong. And also we're moving on to Charlotte versus Bray for the Divas champion. I think Bray was gonna, after with Daniel retiring, that was very sad to see Daniel retiring. I think Bray will go on and win our champion.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Yeah, that's kind of my opinion.
You know, that was sad, of course, as people know. Daniel Bryan unfortunately retired 2 weeks ago on WWE Raw, and it was sad. It was actually very, very emotional. I actually watched that show. Colin watched the show also.
Yeah.
Very, very emotional seeing Daniel Bryan, only 32, 33 years of age, retiring, a very, very young age to retire. So you reckon that Bray is going to beat Charlotte? I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. So we move on, because we're flying through here. We move on to Ryback, Big Show, Kane, and the Wyatts. Who do you reckon is going to win that tonight?
I reckon it'll be Big Show and his partner.
Big Show. Well, it's Ryback, Big Show, and Kane. It's actually
Well, I think they're going to win.
It's a 6-man tag match.
I think Kane, Big Show, Ryback will win it.
Well, you got to understand, the last couple of weeks, you know, the Wyatts laid out Kane, Ryback, and the Big Show. But I don't know. I reckon the Wyatts. I think the Wyatts are going to do it. You know what I mean? It's to be honest, it's actually a tough match to call. But of course, you know, as I said, I could be wrong. You know, this is a prediction show, so we'll wait and see tonight.
Yeah.
Also, we move on to a tag match. Becky and Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks versus Naomi and Tamina, of course, Becky, of course, from my hometown of Dublin. I reckon the new blood will have it. I reckon that Becky Lynch and Sasha should beat Naomi and Tamina, because Naomi and Tamina, they have been around a long time. Of course, Tamina, the daughter of Superfly Jimmy Snooker, of course, great legend in his day. But I think the new blood of NXT are going to do it.
Yeah, and don't forget the police though, and the
think
real match where it's not three falls.
so. Actually, we have to go back to the Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio. My apologies, just my producer just in my ear there just said that the Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio match is a 2 out of 3 falls. So we'll have to actually come back to that. So you reckon Kalisto's going to win? I reckon Kalisto's. Well, I think Alberto. Well, definitely now. If it's 2 out of 3 falls, I think it's definitely going to be Alberto Del Rio. But we'll wait and see anyway. But you reckon Kalisto?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going with Alberto Del Rio. So my apologies there. That was it. 2 out of 3 falls. Now we will go on to AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. Of course, as you know, AJ Styles and Chris Jericho fought a couple of weeks on Raw, and AJ Styles obviously beat Chris Jericho. And I think they fought then on SmackDown, and Chris Jericho got a victory, so that kind of left 1-1. So, to be honest, AJ Styles, don't get me wrong, he's a great athlete, but I think Chris Jericho, he has that more experience over AJ Styles. But I'm going to go with Chris Jericho on this one.
I'm going to go with AJ Styles.
Okay. Okay. We will move on to Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship match. I think Kevin Owens will beat Dolph Ziggler.
I agree with you, because
I think
see him.
I can't see him yet.
Lose the belt too soon.
He only won it on Raw, so no, I can't see Kevin Owens dropping the belt. But as you know, anything could happen. Well, as I said, I'd say I'm wrong. And final, least obviously the main event, of course. But before I want to go into the main event, I want to just actually talk about this defending your title 28 days. Okay, Triple H, of course, won the Royal Rumble, as we know, last month, and the authority to be given out about having a active champion. The way I see it is, Triple H, of course, I know he's champion, but he should actually have to defend his title tonight. Now, maybe because they have no contenders for the title, and they're obviously going to wait till probably they're going to wait for WrestleMania. But I think Triple H, he should be an active, or even in ring action. What do you think in that situation?
I think it's take, because really, he should be a champion in the first place, because he's done his time, he's past it, not now.
Yeah.
He has to let the new era take over.
Yeah, of course. Like they stripped, if you remember, the authority stripped Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
At the time. He was still a champion, but when he went out the first time, he got injured. They stripped him from the title. They actually made a decision, and he came back. He had to give up the belt. So why strip somebody like Daniel Bryan, or say Randy Orton, John Cena, or whatever, whoever the champion? It doesn't really matter who the champion is. Why not be in a competitive, even if it doesn't have to be on the line, have to be competitive?
Like yourself.
Well, no, it's nothing to do with just keep fit. I'm talking about like I remember going back years ago watching the wrestling, right? And probably the best time ever, probably the best era ever was the New Breed. Then we went into the Attitude Era. So every time there was always a champion.
Aye.
It didn't matter, and if you were injured, you had to relinquish the belt. You had to drop the belt. So why let Triple H?
Set it up.
Exactly. You know, why does he have to win the title in January, and then he's not defending it till April? That's just an absolute ridiculous. That's crazy.
Aye.
That's crazy. But anyway, right, we go on to the main event. The main event of the evening, of course. Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. As you know, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, they started in the company together. They started in the Shield together. They're sort of brothers. So it kind of kicked off there. I think it was a SmackDown or Raw.
Raw.
They kind of they got a bit angry with each other. Or no. Ambrose tried to give him the dirty deeds.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen there now is that either their friendship will either be at risk here tonight, or they'll either just passe. They'll just continue on their own or whatever. So of course, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. What? Like, don't get me wrong. What a wrestler! What a beast that he is.
Aye.
You know what I mean? He, like, Brock Lesnar started the company in 2002. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't really a fan of Brock Lesnar then. You know, he was the soft Brock Lesnar. And, of course, he went on to UFC, won the UFC belt, came back to the WWE and dominated, like beating Triple H, beating The Undertaker. That was a shock. So, what do you reckon? I reckon that now it could be.
I reckon the match, what's going to happen, Dean Ambrose and these Raw, they're going to gang up Brock Lesnar, get him out the ring, and then for them to fight it then.
Right, okay. Well, I reckon now. I don't know. It could be. Like, I'm kind of going with Brock here, but it's very hard. It is a tough match, Dean Ambrose. It could be Dean could end up going to the WrestleMania, but to be honest, Brock, he's too strong. It could be Brock or maybe I don't know. I just have a funny feeling that it could end up a fatal 4-way match at WrestleMania. Something's going to happen tonight, or as I said, Brock could go on to WrestleMania, and he should beat Triple H. I think he's going to go on and beat Triple H.
Right, well,
you know what I mean?
If that's the way tonight, he will beat Triple H.
I'm going with Brock here tonight. But I suppose anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's really it. Anything else? Do you want to say anything else about tonight?
Hope that'll be a good night tonight.
Well, hopefully, please God. Of course, we have another guest in the room here. Good old Grandad, how are you?
Yeah,
How's things anyway?
grand.
You getting on well?
Oh, just fine.
What do you think? I know you don't follow it. What do you think? What's going to happen here tonight?
So,
What's going to happen to the main event? Who's going to win the main event?
well, it's feeling like anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Okay.
Any of the events that are on the season can go either way.
Okay. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a short preview podcast. I did.
But one thing it is the tag team belts up tonight.
We're forgetting something. The Edge and Christian. Edge and the cutting edge tonight.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian, great to see them back.
Yep.
That'll be great to see them back. Unfortunately, Edge had to retire.
Yeah.
But that should be a bit funny.
Yeah.
A bit funny. Actually, just before we go, I want to talk about The Rock. Actually, I want to actually talk about The Rock. The Rock is actually making an appearance at WrestleMania this year, and the speculations of he's going to probably wrestle. I wouldn't. To be honest, it'd be great I think he's just really gone there to just to promote something. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. But he's obviously he will be there at WrestleMania. But the speculations that he could wrestle, don't know who's going to wrestle. So that'll be good to see. And
The Undertaker is supposed to.
well, there was speculations. I was actually gonna get into the Undertaker thing now shortly, but The Rock, it'll be great to see him. It should be a great WrestleMania.
Nah.
You know what, 4 hour show?
Yep.
Or so, fantastic. Undertaker.
No.
Undertaker. Now, unfortunately, of course, everybody is pissed off right now. They're actually pissed off because it should have been Undertaker versus Sting at WrestleMania.
Let Sting get hot.
Now, there was speculations of Kane coming in, but then WWE were saying it won't work because they only tagged with them, a Survivor Series?
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going to happen there, but it would, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that everybody would like to see Sting Undertaker. That'd be the best match ever.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
They'll get to their 2 careers, end their careers.
Of course, yeah. Of course, Undertaker thinking of ending his career after this. Now, I hope next year, Undertaker is Sting. That'd be great. Next year, WrestleMania 33. 33. That'd be fantastic.
But he's getting older and then you start to slow down.
Well, to be honest, I reckon now, I don't know, Sting already inducted into the Hall of Fame. Fantastic. I mentioned that actually the last time on my podcast show.
I reckon I'll take a bit up then too.
But
He's last one.
so who's he going to wrestle? Who do you think he's going to wrestle?
Can be Sting. It could be The Rock.
Could be The Rock.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but would The Rock like to finish? Well, I suppose would Undertaker like to finish his career with The Rock? Now, don't get me wrong, it'd be a great match. Don't get me wrong, it'd be a great match. As they say, once in a lifetime. But I'm sure everybody is pissed off at the Sting. Unfortunately, he got injured. Night of Champions.
Yeah.
He got a neck injury. That was a shame. But you never know. I hope next year.
Yeah.
I'm going with Kane. That'd be great. That'd be bang. To finish our career, Kane versus Undertaker. Probably wouldn't be a good match, but it'd be good to finish off his career.
Yeah. And nobody will beat that streak. It's not a streak anymore, but nobody will beat.
Yeah, well, it's finished now, so Undertaker doesn't have that pressure. Like, I remember watching all the WrestleManias, going, you used to, even the one before Brock Lesnar, I think it was Triple H, wasn't it? Triple H, or
Triple H,
that was just on eggshells. I was on eggshells. I watched that match.
Because with Shawn Michaels being there, he kicked Undertaker, he kicked Triple H. It was 1-1, not 1.
Yeah. So, but Brock Lesnar, now that was a shock. You know what I mean? To beat Undertaker. Now, there's so many speculations that Brock wasn't supposed to win, and the Undertaker. To be honest, I think Undertaker was keeping it under wraps, and I think he wanted to go out with a lose. So there was so much speculation.
All he loses, the rest of them, nobody's going to ever get to WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, like what? 20? What's it? 21-1 now, isn't it? Or 22-1?
Nobody will never beat that record.
That's fantastic. No, don't get me wrong. It would be good to even you look at the new breed NXT stars. Like Sami Zayn, Colin Cassidy, you name it. There's so many. Bo Dallas. I know he's on Raw now, but he broke into NXT. And then he broke out, and it'd be great to see maybe some of them maybe try and even accomplish that the Undertaker. That would be fantastic. Oh, they probably would leave it. They would. I'm guessing they would leave it, because they'd be like, well, the Undertaker, he's a legend. He's been there, back in hell, fantastic. Wrestler. I actually went to see him live I actually went to see him live, and like even great. It's great to see them live as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like the Undertaker, Mark Elliwell, as AKA the Undertaker, great career. And Sting, of course, inducted into the Hall of Fame. I know I said that on my last show. Congratulations to Sting. Steve, I can't think of his second name, Steve something. Congratulations to him. Who else is going to be inducted? Who is going to be inducted? As you know, I think Undertaker is going to be inducted, and I think there was talks about Vince McMahon.
Why do you do it?
Oh, there's nothing that Vince McMahon Memorial. That's that new.
His father, yeah, that's right, yeah, the trophy, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's apparently I don't know if it's going to be live.
I reckon it's live and raw.
And what is it going to be, like a match or something?
No, it's basically how it gets logged.
Oh,
500 giants.
oh, right, yeah, like yeah. Anything else before we head off, or do you want to talk about anything else?
That's it.
I have a.
Actually, before I know I gave a shout out. Bret Hart. Well, you know, it was sad. What happened to Bret Hart, because you know, he had a great career. Don't get me wrong, he had a great career. I think he's five-time champion, five-time WWE champion. He's been through an awful lot. You know, he lost his mum and dad. His brother, actually two of his brothers died. Before long, I think one of his brothers, I can't remember his name, he had problems with his kidneys. Because I actually have a documentary upstairs on the DVD that I watched. But losing his mum and dad, the British Bulldog, that was sad. Owen, that was really sad. That was terrible.
That's
you know, tragically, and then of course having the stroke, and then now, okay, don't get me wrong. I read a bit of an article. I think it was yesterday or the day before, that the surgery went successful and they got all the cancer, and you know, it looks good. And you know, hopefully we'll see Bret Hart maybe on Raw in the coming months. Maybe make a final appearance. You know, but. You know, he's in our prayers anyway, Bret Hart. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, this has been Fastlane 2016 preview show. We will see you at WrestleMania 32 pre-show.
Yeah.
And good night and God bless everybody. Thank you.
Bye.